Hello everyone, Aussie Dude is back. Welcome to part one of my madness review tonight. So first thing I talk, the shade, sorry, relates to Baywatch. I'm talking about Florida, Emerald Bay, so it's a little bit different. So yeah, based on the film Baywatch, starring Dwayne Johnson and Zac Efron. So just a little bit of a history quickly before we go into further. Baywatch was an American action series done back between 1989 and 1999, starring David Hasselhoff and Pamela Anderson. It actually got cancelled after one season on NBC, and what happened afterwards, they changed the setting, changed everything to Baywatch Hawaii, which is not Hawaii. So after 10 years, it was actually one of the most popular TV shows ever shown on television history. It was a fantastic show, and the ratings it was here from 1989 to 1999 on a guaranteed, there was always around over 15 million viewers a week watching Baywatch. So it's fantastic. So I was thinking, well, David Hasselhoff, Pamela Anderson, who wouldn't watch Baywatch? And it was some program that everyone grew up watching, really. So yeah, hope you're going to enjoy my review. So yeah, first thing I'm going to talk about is obviously Dwayne Johnson. The film was directed by Seth Travers, who was actually Seth Gordon actually directed the film Horrible Bosses, and also How I Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry, starring Adam Sandler and Kevin James. This film is starring Dwayne Johnson, who stars as Lieutenant Mitch Buchan, and obviously Zac Efron, who stars as Matt Brody, who's actually a former Olympic champion. So long story short, basically after 500 rescues, Mitch is beloved by the community. However, he's hated by his main captain, Captain Thorpe, and obviously the local police officer, Gurner Elbury. So basically, after one of his morning patrols, Mitch discovers a small patch of drugs that is shown on the beach near the club called the Huntley Club, who has just been brought out by a businesswoman called Victoria Leaks. Long story short, she's actually the main villain in this story. So spoiler alert, my apologies. Victoria Leaks is actually the villain of this story. After a couple of days, they started doing tryouts for three new lifeguards, and three of them stand out. First one is obviously a surfer called Summer Quinn. Ronnie, who's like a little nerd who has a crush on CJ, who works with Mitch already, and also Matt Brody, obviously Zac Efron's character, who literally who fell from grace after vomiting after a relay race, and part of his plea deal in court, he has to do Baywatch as community service, which is unbad for him. Long story short, that the reason that Thorpe, who's the captain at the time, basically said they brought Brody to rehabilitate the image of Baywatch, saying it's not just beaches anymore, not Emerald City, not just Florida, but also we've got someone famous who's actually part of the Baywatch team, which is fantastic. So basically, Brody begins his training under Mitch, who becomes clear that he starts to develop a crush on one of the new stars, Quinn, and basically the team are called into action when a private yacht is gained fire. But Brody, Zac Efron's character, actually disobeys Mitch's orders and basically nearly drowns before Holden and CJ actually save him. Everyone survived except for a deceased man who was put into a city morgue at the time. At the same time, so Mitch and Brody broke into the morgue and discovered that there was drugs in the body, and also they wondered if it was the same drugs that they found washed up on the beach near the Huntley Club at the meantime. So yeah, that's what they were questioning. Afterwards, Victoria Leeds invites all the Baywatch team to a private club at the private party to the Huntley Club. So basically, Brody takes up his role as lookout by getting drunk, but Mitch, who retaliates by humiliating him in front of the whole crowd. So long story short, basically, all of a sudden, everyone finally realises who Brody is, because Brody's literally the throw-up king after the relay race when he won 2 Olympic gold medals. It keeps using that as a reason to say, okay, because I won 2 Olympic gold medals, I'm famous. That's it. No, he's famous for throwing up after the relay race. After his bad life choices, long story short, he decides that he wants to be given another second chance. But what happens is when they broke into the morgue, Mitch went after one of Lee's henchmen who actually faked a autopsy report. So basically, Mitch went after and managed to subdue one of them and actually capture them. But unfortunately, due to lack of evidence, Elbury had to let go, and obviously Lees didn't press any charges. Unfortunately, Mitch lost his job. And hello, Amy. Hello. Mitch lost his job, began his job as a phone salesman, and where Brody became the new lieutenant. So what happened was that eventually, what happens is, after they found another patch of drugs on the beach, and they found out going for the Brody and who was the other character? I can't actually remember. Brody and Quinn went through the kitchen and discovered that they're being fished out for a barrel. They're being trying to think of the word now. They are being retrieved from barrels of fish, so they'll be sold privately to different business owners. What Lisa's plan is basically privatising the whole beach and getting rid of all the local businesses. So that's what she's trying to do. Basically, she just wants to run the beach. She just wants the club to be the only business on the beach, her only business, so she makes all the money. Every other business just goes out. Bye-bye, see you later. Yes, you do get a shower. Hello, Amy. Hello. Peace out. Peace out. Oh, peace out, whoever. So eventually, yeah, after Leeds found out that Brody and Quinn have found out about the drugs, basically Brody's put into a cage, and basically Leeds leaves drowning. Unfortunately, Mitch finds him, breaks him out of the cage, actually saves him from drowning, and eventually what happens is the what's his name? Can't actually remember his name. Ronnie and CJ blow up Leeds in firework motion. So basically, Leeds has come up a ladder to a helicopter, and she gets exploded by fireworks. Eventually, after Mitch is recovered and the whole team get together, what happened is that Leeds actually corrupted the captain. Captain Thorpe, to saying, right, you want to be part of this privatisation for the beach, I want your help to say get rid of Mitch and actually make Brody the new lieutenant, so at least you control him. That's what happened. So afterwards, Thorpe got arrested, Leeds henchmen got arrested, the two blokes that were actually in the morgue at the time who actually faked that autopsy report. And yeah, basically Ronnie and Brody begin relationships with CJ and Quinn. And also Mitch got reinstated, and also they got a new boss who actually turns out to be Casey Jean, cameo rolled by Pamela Anderson. And also David Hasselhoff was in there as a cameo role as well, but as a mentor, nothing else, nothing as actual Mitch Burhannon already, who was played by Dwayne Johnson. I apologise about the lack of information I've got on this film. It was kind of poorly written before I actually started doing this, so yeah, I do apologise about anything in particular. So yeah, long story short, it was kind of it was an okay film. I mean, it's kind of one of those comedy things that you see Dwayne Johnson do all the time. Quite funny, has funny moments. The only thing it lacked was obviously it was creativity. It was based on a popular TV show back about almost 20 years ago now, so 20 years when it finished would be 2019. So yeah, it kind of lacks the creativity a little bit along the beach, the theme music and everything like that. Based on a review by Rotten Potatoes, which is based on Film and Media Review, they got a 19% approval rating based on 187 views and an average rating of 4 out of 10, which is kind of a shocker really, because I would have thought, you know, after 10 years, they did try to make a Baywatch film. However, they didn't, and it kind of got cancelled after NBC. So David Hasselhoff was involved in it quite a bit with the production, so was Dwayne Johnson, but it was too comical. IMDb gave it 5 out of 10. However, they said if it had more of an action instead of a comedy storyline, it would have been more interesting. Yes, there is a sequel. There is going to be a sequel in advance from what's been told, and basically Zac Efron and Dwayne Johnson will be coming back to play their roles as Lieutenant Mitch and also Matt Brody, the Olympic champion, who's now his second in command, which is fantastic. Which is okay. It will be interesting to see if it does come out, to see what the next storyline is going to be. Are they going to do a trilogy? I'm not 100% sure myself. So, yeah, long story short, my Aussie Do review, I'll probably say I do agree with Rotten Potatoes and IDMB. The reviews were very, very lacking. I would say 4 out of 10 myself. I would recommend it maybe to watch it once or twice, but never afterwards. So, yeah, long story short, 4 out of 10. Guys, this has been my Baywatch review. I hope you have enjoyed. Sorry about the lack of preparation. Usually I'm pretty good at preparing my movie reviews, but this one, there was a lot of information given out in one go, just for a comical film, which I thought was, yeah, it could have been better. So yeah, my next review is going to be based on one of many family favourites, and also one of my favourite cartoon trilogy favourites that I like as well, which is Despicable Me 3. So guys, cannot wait. I shall see you in half an hour. Bye.